Shalom. All praises to Yahweh. Allahayna Bahashim Yashai Bahashim Akakwadash. Brakti Yahweh Bahashim Yashai Bahashim Akakwadash. It seems like these deaths are just happening on people die every day, right? But with these so-called stars or superstars of this world, man, they're just falling by the wayside, one by one. Every single day, rappers, actors. And I remember seeing this geezer, probably like about 20 years ago, because he's the brother of Aaron Carr, right? Of Backstreet Boys. And you may have seen some videos of him, his brother being in his videos when he came out. He must have been like, I don't know, 6 or 7, because this kid, he was about 34, right? And if you look at him, this guy's aged like milk. I mean, 34, you're still young, you're still vibrant. He's supposed to still have that. This guy's got bags under his eyes, because you know what you need to do to be part of that world. And he came in real young too. So only Lord knows only what happened to him on the casting couch. Then you get demons on you, get tattoos, and obviously he was a dope fiend as well because he had a deadly addiction. So they say, and they pierced themselves with many sorrows. That's why a lot of these stars and rap stars and musicians and things like that. Now, he wasn't a big deal. He's like one of them C-class stars, right? But still, he got to a certain level, and he had to do some things that he can't look in the mirror and feel masculine about himself. I tell you what. Also, Fat Joe. This is just a little side note. Fat Joe used to go and see R. Kelly box. R. Kelly actually got trained by some Issacharite or Ephraimite trainer that really made him good in the ring. He could really get down. And R. Kelly used to go to these underground boxing tournaments and fight anybody. You know why he used to do that? Because R. Kelly had to do some disgusting things on the casting couch with the same sex. Okay? Right? You have to do some filthy shit. Okay? You may talk about women and adultery and all that kind of stuff. Okay? The woman part is fine, but the adultery part is wicked. Right? We'll sing about it. Yeah? But the things he's got to do is being a Mo and all that kind of stuff. And obviously all the demonic seances and rituals and all that kind of thing. You can't look at yourself in the mirror. And if you're an Israelite, you're going to feel even worse. I don't know whether this guy is or not. Probably a heathen. So that doesn't really make a difference here or there. But I'm going to read some scriptures that sort of cross over in term, that will sort of provide a sort of a little balance, where, this is going towards more Jakes, but at the end of the day, if he's a heathen, he's going to wake up in slavery anyway, because in another dimension, the kingdom's already here. And this MFR, if he's a heathen, is going to wake up in slavery. Now, if he isn't, then he's good. Only the Lord knows, right? Yeah, I mean, that's why you got a lot of these rappers like Jim Jones. They was doped up all the time. They're just always constantly high. They don't stop being high because they want to forget about what they've done. Now, back to the fact of the matter. Back to R. Kelly. R. Kelly used to fight all these guys in the boxing ring. Why did he do that? Okay, nothing wrong with taking care of yourself and being, being a pugilist or a martial artist, all that kind of stuff. But he used to do it, right? Because sometimes it comes in his spirit what the answer is, because he wants to feel manly about himself and masculine about himself, because he feels like a bitch because he was treated like a bitch by some Mo, right? He probably had to get on his knees and bend over and all that kind of stuff. So he has to feel it like himself. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna bash. I'm gonna go in the ring. I'm gonna do this guy, and I'm gonna mash him up and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm gonna finish him so you can feel like a man. Like, yeah, I did this. I'm a man, A lot of these guys get tattoos on and say, yeah, I'm manly. I'm tatted up. I believe personally, one side is that feeling manly again, right? And then on the flip side, it's a ritual. The elites push, so a lot of Jake get tattoos on, which is obviously against the Levitical law about printing marks on your body. Okay, that was just a little side note on R. Kelly. Okay, back to Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter's name. Sorry, not Aaron Carter. Wasn't was his brother? What's this guy's name? Oh, Nick Carter. Yeah. Sorry, Aaron Carter is Nick Carter's brother. This is the Backstreet Boys, right? Yeah. And I think this Howie guy is he's a Jake. He says that he's a Latino. I don't know. Doral is I don't know, man. That's a Spanish surname or not? Howie Doral. I don't know. I don't know. Could be a Jake. You know. I personally think that AJ McLean is a Jake. You know. But otherwise, I don't know. These two probably. But this, and this probably heathens. Only the Lord knows, right? So. Deadly addiction. Aaron Carter's neighbors heard chilling screams when body was found as pals fear he relapsed in crippling drug battle. They're all on drugs. See what I mean? They're all on something, you know? And that lean shit they push is basically methadone, okay? Right? It's methadone. Methadone is liquid heroin, okay? There's no flavor to it. It's just like a sweet taste, all right? It's just basically like syrup, scissor up syrup. It's liquid heroin, okay? That's why a lot of rappers like Pimp C put so much weight on because all the sugar in it. His guts hanging out. Because when he come out of prison, he was in shape. Then he stopped working out, taking pills and all sorts of nonsense. He got fat. And a lot of these guys that are on that lean stuff, that's liquid heroin. And what they do, the powers that be do, is they add orange flavor or cherry flavor to it and tweak it a little, you know. And all the weed, we don't know what's in it, you know. Nothing wrong with marijuana. Take it in the right way, you know, as teas or in food, but real weed, you know what I mean? You know, as a painkiller or whatever the situation may be. But you can't be doped up every day, you know, because your reality gets distorted, you know, and then you can't function without it. Okay? Right. Aaron Carter was found unresponsive in a bathtub. In a bathtub. Okay. It was in a bathtub at Whitney Houston in a bathtub. Okay. Aaron Carter was found unresponsive in a bathtub by a staff member after he died of what friends suspect was a drug overdose. Sources have exclusively told the US Sun. You know, we all talk about blood sacrifices and all that kind of stuff. We don't know. Yeah, it could be that. Right? But ultimately, you know, Yahweh Bashim Shah's decision, it was to take him out. Either way, he died. You know? Neighbors said they heard Aaron's employee screaming, he's dead, when she discovered the tragic singer and reality star, 34, at his home in Lancaster, California on Saturday morning. This guy's 34. Guy looks easy, you know, like he's in his 50s. You know? Shows all the drug abuse he's been doing, the dark circles and all that. You know? I mean, even, you know, especially Jake, you know, Jake, he always looks young. You know? Jake always looks young, even in his 50s. Jake could look 30 years old at the age of 50, you know, if you take care of yourself. And tattoos are played out, man, straight up. It's like, find a person without a damn tattoo these days, you know? Aaron was found unresponsive in a bathtub by a staff member, sources have told the US Sun. Chaotic scenes. That's his, I mean, one of them is, I think, his inconsolable on-off partner, Melanie Martin, was seen weeping outside. You know, they're always with the dark glasses and stuff. I mean, you know, understandably, because you've got to cover your emotions, but is she really weeping? He's probably trying to find out, you know, am I on the will? Am I going to get access to his money if he has any? The house sitter who found Carter's body in a bathtub is pictured barefoot in front of his Lancaster home. His shocked on-off partner fiance at the time of his death, Melanie Martin, 30, was later spotted at the scene, appearing distraught as she sat outside the house. Homicide detectives were dispatched, a standard procedure for deaths under such circumstances. A friend told the US Sun that they believe Aaron did not kill himself, okay, and that he had plans to go into the studio to record new music next week. Maybe somebody came to his front door with dark suits on. Maybe somebody sneaked into his house. Either way, he was taken out. But what goes on in this world, man, is some real weird, shady, evil things. You know, you pierce yourself with so many sorrows just to get the FRN notes. And he's an Edomite, right? He grew up probably in a nice suburban neighborhood, you know. And at that time, in the late 90s, early 2000s, being a Peckerwood or looking like that with the blonde hair and all that was like an in thing, Not that it was a cool or anything, not these guys were cool or anything, but you know what I mean? You had as Paul Mooney would say, you had the complexion for the protection. Their pale pigskin complexion and that yellow leprous hair, you know. The devastating news comes just weeks after Carr exclusively told the US Sun in the last ever interview that he had checked into rehab in an effort to get his son Prince back. And then on top of that, he was a young lad when he come into it, right? So this is probably, he's 34. So he was in the videos when he was like 8, 9 years old. So obviously his mother had some kind of influence on his life where these mothers, a lot of these mothers, like the Kid Cross, what's that guy? Crisscross, the dark skinned one. He had patches of alopecia on his head. You could see he was going through some stress. And if you look at his early interviews in the 90s, his mother had control over what he said. Because his mother, you know how Eve is, right? How most women are. They're just wicked and they just want that dough. They want that bag, right? And they push their children into the arms of Baal, man, into Satan, just to get that bag. They don't care, because they don't want to do a 9 to 5. They're tired, so they sacrifice their children. Heartbreaking affair with Aaron's fiancée. He wasn't with her anyway. Okay, Melanie's mom had been granted custody of the 10-month-old baby boy under a court order, Aaron claimed in the interview. He's trying to get his son back. All right, so he's trying to get his son back, right? Let me just try and put this together. This is my opinion. Okay, this is not fact. He's trying to get his son back. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave it alone. In September, Aaron enrolled in a month-long outpatient program at the Los Angeles-based Lion Rock Rehab Center. He's trying to get his son back. Okay, and then he's not with her. Okay, so he's probably got a bit of dough where he can make things happen, go his way. So he ends up dead, and she may be on his will. So she's an on and off partner. So therefore, if she's got access to his dough, I don't know. That's just a theory. And a theory is a guess. A lot of shady things going on. In September, Aaron enrolled in a month-long outpatient program at the Los Angeles-based Lion Rock Rehab Center, but close friends believe he may have suffered a relapse after facing crippling addiction issues for over a decade. Okay, so he's probably been on the dope, fentanyl and cocaine and weed and all sorts of, illicit drugs. Definitely probably from his late teens, as soon as he gets on the casting couch, the powers that be, all those record execs and presidents, CEOs are some disgusting moles, man. Some in his inner circle had begged him to enter an inpatient rehab facility over the last fortnight because of concerns about his erratic behavior. And the American dream is over, man. No more Los Angeles, no more Southern California dreaming, no more Pretty Woman, no more Beverly Hills 90210, like back in the 90s when that Brandon Walsh character was there, Luke Perry and all that. All that era is done. Okay? Outside that high school right now, that way all those Porsches used to pull up and all those fancy cars, it's probably dope fiends. And some of them are living underground cities. Over, man. California 30 years ago was a thriving place. From what we viewed it as from the UK, it looked like a place that you wanted to go to, right? All the palm trees and the beaches and the women. You say, damn, I want to go there, Then you finally go there, and then it's just whack. The era is done. Following the tragedy, Aaron's mum, Jane, is believed to be flying to California from her home in Florida. His brother Nick, who's currently on tour in Europe with the Backstreet Boys, is understood to be devastated, especially as Aaron had been trying to heal their long-standing rift for months. He's devastated. Let's see if his brother actually comes back for the funeral. If he doesn't, something ain't right. A spokesman for Aaron told the U.S. Sun, "It is with great regret that I confirm Aaron Carr was found unresponsive this morning in his home in Palmdale, California." Okay, yada yada yada. Okay, chaos, police cars. Devastated Melanie could be seen wiping tears and hugging. Devastated Melanie could be seen wiping away tears and hugging friends as she watched from the sidelines. A lot of good actresses and actors out there as well. Neighbor Tony Cheval, a local photojournalist, told the U.S. Sun, "I have a police scanner for work and heard the call come in that there was unresponsive male in the bathtub. Okay. My wife is a nurse and we headed over and banged on the door. She had her AED, automated external defibrillator with her. A woman answered the door and was screaming, 'He's dead,' but wouldn't let us in because she already called the cops. I spoke to Melanie after and she said it was his maid and questioned why she wouldn't let us in." Okay, the rest is just how the house sitter felt, the housemaid felt. Okay, let's look at his medication. He had a good heart, yeah, but the heart is deceitful, isn't it? And if he's a heathen, it doesn't really make a difference because Esau is deceitful and evil anyway. The source added, Aaron was always adamant he took medication and pills that were prescribed by doctors. He was swear blind he did not take narcotics like cocaine. That guy was a cokehead, you could tell. Aaron appeared with Melanie in his last ever interview with the US Sun on September 30th. In his final exclusive chat, Aaron denied that he had a prescription pill and opioid addiction. He goes, opioids, okay, Oxycontin, fentanyl. He's probably booting heroin on foil, where they suck up the flames using a foil tube, despite videos that appeared to show him demanding Xanax. A lot of you guys out there that got children, you should watch these dope fiend videos and how they take drugs and the smells that are there, just to sort of keep an eye on your own children, because this world is evil, man. So you got to, steer your children, Lord willing, the right way, if it's the Lord's will. But, just a little inside note or a side note. Fans are feared for the 1990s icon mental and physical well-being after he appeared under the influence of drugs in disturbing social media live streams. Yeah. The tattooed artist who had survived 100 seizures from dusting addiction spent $200,000 so far this year on rehabilitation attempts to make a couple fully functional family. So this guy had a bit of dough. He spent $200K just trying to get himself so-called normal, and 100 seizures. Tempting the Lord, man. Some people are just born to die in not so honorable way. Anyway, where's his family again? Okay, yeah, let's go back to his mother, man. Okay, so he's 34, right? 20. Okay, where are we? King James Version. Click on that. Oh, there's Jeremiah 19:5 anyway. Let's read it from here. They have built also the high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which I commanded not. Salaki for that. 19. Okay, 19:5. They have built also high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came into my mind. So basically, a lot of this is mainly focusing on the Israelites, because the Israelites went off, But on the flip side, heathens do that anyway because they don't have a higher power. So what they're going to do, they're going to sacrifice their children, and they know, for them, this is it. This is their world. This is their rulership, which is completely falling. It's collapsed now. It's like a stool with four legs. It's on one leg right now, just balancing, you know, crying out, I want to stand, I want to stand, I want to stand, but you can't because we're at, you know, in the dream, in the book of Daniel, where we're at the feet, uh, where the head was gold. Now that we're at the feet, where it's just complete concrete, you know, it's crumbling, and concrete crumbles, after a period of time. Those of you that have done, construction work would understand that, and who, especially these roads that we drive on as well. They're always, forever working on them because they crumble. So, a lot of this is their world, and they want that money, they want that lifestyle. So what do? You know, they put the young children in without asking their advice. They just give them, trinkets. Oh, do you want to be famous? Do you want to meet so and so? Do you want your mommy to have lots of money? Do you want daddy to have lots of money? So what they do, they go to these record execs and they tell him, we're going to take some pictures of him in certain ways without his shirt on. It's disgusting, man. But seriously, if you watch these videos and these truth stories, it's like that. It's foul, man. There's men out there that get off on little boys with no shirt on. It's disgusting. As a man, you see a beautiful woman with no shirt on. That's enticing for us as men, as Israelite men. As we love women. But these weirdo Edomites and some weirdo Jakes out there like that, man, looking at little children. Sickness. And then it starts from there. And they'd say to themselves, okay, they're just going to do this, that, and the third, and I'm going to get a check for maybe 100,000 to start off with, and then these contracts are going to come in, then I'm going to get this much. And obviously she's got control over his money, up until the age of, I don't know how he's in America. Here, it's probably like maybe till 18 up there, I think. So, and he came into the industry when he's like 8 or 9 years old, so in the 90s, so definitely a big influence, so they sacrifice their children to Baal, man. First Timothy 6:10, for the love of money is a root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. This is mainly, for Jake, where they left the covering of Yahweh Hashem Yashai and gone on the left-hand side and pierced themselves with many sorrows. This, for example, it's like Nicole Kidman. Another side note as well. She can't get ready unless her hairstylist and makeup artist and all that kind of stuff come to her home to get her ready. She can't look in mirrors because when she looks in mirrors, she hates looking in mirrors. You know why? She sees demons. And a lot of them are like that. They can't deal with what they've done. They're always constantly on something. They can't fill the hole. Okay? You can't fill the hole. Okay? She can't fill it anyway. Because if you're an Edomite, you can't fill it anyway. But a lot of Jakes that do that, you pierce yourself with many sorrows, man. With many sorrows. Like, there's nothing wrong with having money, right? There's nothing wrong with having money. There's nothing wrong with having nice things. You're supposed to have nice things. You're supposed to have a nice home. Living in a dump doesn't make you righteous. It just makes you lazy, not trying. Okay? Doesn't mean you're going to have a palace. The Lord gives you a nice big home and it's beautiful. You got a pool. The Lord's blessed you. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? Because the Lord might give you, a sharp mind where you're a construction guy, or I don't know, you're a optician or something. I don't know. You make people's jewelry. I don't know, whatever it is. Where you can make decent money. There's nothing wrong. Money is a defense. But the root of just loving it constantly and doing anything for it is evil. That's when you pierce yourself with many sorrows, because you got to get to that quick money, that quick fix. And, fast money is not always good money, man. You see what happens to drug dealers. Watch the movie Paid in Full. That'll let you know. Because you can't even trust your own. Ecclesiastes 7:12 again. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. These scriptures, man, having the name, pursuant to Acts 4:12, because there's only one name under heaven that we must be saved. That's Yahweh B'Hashem Yashai B'Hashem Rakakodash. Barakta Yahweh B'Hashem Yashai B'Hashem Rakakodash. A lot of power in that name, man. And wisdom, you watch the videos of the men of the Lord, of men of Great Millstone, and the many, and the apostles, and the many prophets and elders and teachers out there, as well as the affiliate camps, man. You watch them, you learn, take notes. And that's the main wisdom, because he gives you peace of mind. It gives you comfort, because Yahweh Shai is a physician, man, here to comfort you. Because we're at the stage where our broken hearts will be mended, man. We're binding up your wounds, because this ain't forever. This is not forever, man. What was that scripture? For what shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? You gain this world, but you lose your own soul. You got NBA players forcing their children to flip genders just so they can keep their money coming in. Your own seed. How could you do that? It shows you don't love your children, man. And that FRN is more important. Remember the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith, when the dog runs into the bank, right? And he goes after his dog. And Will Smith is worried that the zombies are going to be in there. They might hurt his dog, because Will Smith doesn't have any more companions. His wife and children are dead. He's alone, and he's got nobody to talk to. He's lonely as well, But he follows a structure every day of working out, eating right, keeping his home clean, whatever. He follows a structure every day, a routine, to get through the day, to have some kind of normalcy. Okay? And when he went inside the bank, what was in the bank? Tons and tons of cash piled up. That doesn't mean nada, because that world is gone. Those FRNs don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean nothing. It only means something while this infrastructure still stands and it's dwindling. I think it's this one. Revelation 6:13, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And these are the stars that are falling. They're falling daily, aren't they? Actors, 500 plus hip hop artists, what they call hip hop today, which is trash. It's not really hip hop. Are just falling. They're dying, getting shot, getting stabbed. They're just getting taken off. So, there's one more scripture, then we can finish it up. Psalm 68:20. He that is our power is a power of salvation, and unto the power the Lord belong the issues of death. He that is our God is a God of salvation, and unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yashai B'Hashem Rakakodash belong the issues from death. Okay, I can get one more as well. It's one more. Okay, this one. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. A lot of these scriptures get repeated daily as well. But like Elder Apostle Gabar says, man, repetition is the father of skill. especially those of us that have never even grown up in this in the heritage, completely completely something else, man. You know. Anyway, Salakia for digressing, because the mind wanders a lot. Okay, another one bites the dust. This news came in the UK at 6th of November. Right? Where's it today? Okay, today. We can always speculate what happened to this guy. I've got a lot of speculations and a lot of ideas, but I'm gonna leave it there. The fact of the matter, he's gone. And if he's an Edomite, I don't really care. If he's a Jake, then he's good. You know, only the Lord knows what he is. Only the Lord knows what he is. From what I remember, he could actually sing. So I don't know. Only the Lord knows. That's another thing as well. Looking like another nation, it's definitely a curse. But then again, on the flip side, if you're a Jake and you look like something else, right? The Lord has made you covert, so he could hide a lot of Jakes and Israelite women out there. And that's for a reason, for preservation. Anyway, all praises to Yahweh, Alahai Noah, Bahashem Yahshai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem Yahshai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, Kal Elalim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahshai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, Shalom.